Are we live? Hello? Y'all let me know if this is confusing. Let me know if this is confusing. I think I'm gonna have to take this time here. Are we live? Oh, I have to turn up the video. So what's this is so weird. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Oh man. I don't think it's gonna go. I'm hearing myself back in my okay. I'm gonna take out these headphones. One second. One second. Okay. Is that better? I wonder if that's better. I wonder if that's better. Okay. All right. So apparently I will be able to see comments. I hope that is better. If it is not, well then I just bombed this, right? Okay, so if you were on my email list last week, I had sent out an email and I was asking for accountability. Because y'all, there is a lot of magic in what I teach. So I have this, well, okay, we'll say I have this program. It's called Brand Story Magic. It is a 4 to 5 week program. I'm saying it's about 5 weeks because if you buy into the upgrade, then what you get is a workshopping of your brand story. But otherwise, it is a it's a 6 module course that can be done in 4 weeks. And they really ask some detailed questions about you. See, a lot of people think that a brand story is, hold on, let's close up. Okay, one second. I am in my empty room because praise be, my guest moved out. So she left it really stinky and smoky, but so I'm back in my empty room. So this is like my office. Anyway, I need to close the door because I hear the deck trip. Okay. All right. So there are comments. Hey, Julian. One of those looks like a bracelet. This one. Okay. So as I was saying, I sent out an email last week asking for accountability, and then I proceeded to delete the Facebook app from my phone. By the way, like you'll be amazed how many times I typed face over the week, and I kept getting FaceTime or whatever. It got to the point where I even downloaded Twitter again, but in my old account. So, geez, one second, I have a message. Sure, all that, fine. So honestly, I shouldn't. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, so you'll be amazed. So that was one of the reasons why I did remove Facebook from my phone is because I was just checking it too much because I was going to say because I didn't have anything to do, but because the work I had to do was pretty daunting. And I want to say it was daunting because I knew what an emotional journey it was going to be to actually do the work. So, but the thing is, y'all, when I was praying to God, and I'm so grateful, honestly, for the last year that I've had because it's made me lean more on God. It made me realize more how He's always shown up in my life and how I've always needed Him, but even more than that, how much I can trust Him. And you would think that would have been a given, an understanding, but when you are a person who has been like me, why are my eyes prickling? Listen, when you're a person who has been like me, who's been through some stuff, okay, I know A lot of people think I haven't, or you think the only thing I've really ever been through is, the sexual assault that led to me becoming a single mom as a teenager. But there's a lot of stuff, like, there's a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff that I've been through. And every time, especially over this last year, I got to like review my life. I really got to reflect about my life. And one of the things that I got to learn, and this is actually partially what came out in me doing the work, and I don't know if y'all can see that, but I want y'all to see that. I want y'all to see that. Hold on, come close, come close, come close. Look at what this here says. I don't know if y'all can see it the way it's written. It says, I am worth the work. I am worth the work. Listen, the work is hard. The work is hard as hell. And I normally don't believe in hard work. No, I really don't. I don't believe in hard work. If you're working too hard, chances are that's not really what you're supposed to be doing. You're actually stopping the flow. It's filled with gunk, you know, but it could be that gunk is actually you. So that's where you have to stop and reflect. And that's what I have to do in 2022. In fact, 2022 is what I chose to focus on. You can't see that, but it's right there in my cloud. 2022 was what I chose to focus on as the point of reference for the story that is emerging out of this. And because it has been a year of loss. And the interesting thing about that is the year started off with the word renew. Y'all, be careful about those words. Be careful about those words. And I'm saying that because y'all making these little cute graphics and shit for these words, but y'all gotta be careful about the words, y'all. Because I got the word renew for 2022, y'all. And renew, I'm like, what the heck needs to be renewed? I'm like, what needs to be renewed? Like our house stuff, what needs to be renewed? Listen, hey Crystal, listen, y'all. That word renewed was so freaking powerful because when I looked up what renew meant, it meant to gain back what you lost. And I was like, what am I losing? And y'all, when I tell you January hit of 2022, and them losses was rolling, boom, 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 boom. Listen, them losses went all the way through to December, y'all. Like, just lost. So when I tell you that word is powerful, if you receive that word, not you chose the word or you decorated the word, but if you received a word or phrase, spiritually, intuitively, strap up, buckle in, because that word is going to manifest. And it is going to be made true, because whatever God says, He's going to do. So the word renew meant I had to be stripped of everything I knew. Stripped, y'all, like stripped. When I tell you stripped, it was like if the police had your hands in the air and they just took off the clothes and you left out there butt booty naked and embarrassed, because that is also what emerged in me doing the work, is that there was this embarrassment, this shame I had to experience and release as well. So it wasn't just the material things I lost, it was finances, house, relationships, friendships, thankfully some weight, though I found it. So it was a lot of stuff. We're going to put a quick pause, because I don't know if we hear means they're at the house. My kids are coming. 1 second, y'all. Give me a second. I got to look out this window. All right, so I think we hear means McDonald's. So let me cash out some money real quick. Cash out that. Y'all give me 1 quick second. I got my computer in the other room, so I can't even stop this thing. But we're gonna keep rolling. You see me rolling. Okay. This woman. She should get my kids at McDonald's. Anyway, I hope that's what she meant, because I don't see him outside. Come on, catch it. All right, so I don't even know if y'all heard me. You probably didn't. I don't think y'all heard me, but anyway, I had to catch that real quick. Uh, as processing, and I just want y'all to know this because, like I said, I asked you to hold me accountable here in my group. Hey, welcome to the Hangout spot, y'all. It's me, Shani Buzza, Dean of Bring Story School. It's me. Okay, but anyway, so I've learned, because this is the process. I'm going to show you this process, because I don't mind showing you this process. Let me take y'all off. I don't mind showing y'all this process because it's not totally IT for me. It's not totally IT. So what I mean by that is it's not totally mine because brainstorming is a thing. The rest of it that you don't see is mine. So I have what I call the brainstorm. I'm sorry, what I call the triple B method. So this part does get to be a little bit more IT for me. So we go through and we brainstorm, which is why we got these clouds here, right? So you can see this brainstorming. And we brainstorm mostly these three things. Your experiences, your education, your expertise. I added events, but events honestly can go through too. So you brainstorm that, you've done everything possible that has left some kind of impression on you. And then what you're going to do then is you're going to brain dump. So I drew another cloud here. I should have put my dump truck over there, but this is the brain dump. And so in the brain dump, what you're doing is you're going to choose one of those things. You're only going to choose one of the things that you brainstorm, just one of these things. And so y'all see, I put a green circle around it. I chose 2022. One, it's the freshest for me, but two, and this is also why. Two, it has had a strong impact on me. So the three about that is, one of the reasons it had a strong impact on me is because it brought up everything I thought I had overcome. It brought up everything that I thought I had moved through, healed through, grew through. It brought up things I didn't even know I was dealing with, having all those losses on every single front of my life, luckily, I didn't lose any family members, so that's like the only thing that was like truly, truly, truly positive about it. No family members, no friends to like death or anything. But it brought up everything. And so that's why I tell you, and that's why I started this off with, I don't know if I started this off, because I've been making video all day. But I'm going to say my personal belief, but honestly, it's true. I didn't get to there first. No, but my personal belief is that you really honestly don't have a signature story. If you do, you're just choosing something cute for your business. But chances are in your life, you don't have a signature story. You have a core message. You have a theme in your life that repeats over and over again. Sometimes it feels like quizzes, other times it feels like tests, other times it feels like a capstone in life, right? Like a graduation type of course. But you're doing the same things over and over again until you learn, until you develop strategies and tools that you can actually use to help people with it, until you you discover that this is part of your breadcrumbs of purpose, right? So there are some things that just kept repeating in my life that came to a head in 2022. So much negativity, but I also made sure that it was like positive stuff too, because there was a lot that came out. You cannot focus on, when you're doing this kind of work, when you're doing the lessons, when you're doing the story, you cannot focus on just the negativity type of stuff. Like a lot of people think that you need to have tragedies, and you need to have traumas, but most times, your story might not even really deal with that part. Your story might deal more likely with what happened to you as a result, like what were the actions you took. That's more of where your story is going to be, but your life has a core theme, a core message, and you will have several stories that wrap around that thing, and I do, and I did. So, like I said, I brain dumped on 2022. You can see I have everything. Like, one, I had to accept that I'm a coach. I had to accept that I have the gift of sight. And, and I've explored in an email that's going to be coming forward, I explored why I resisted understanding the gifting over my life. And it usually has something to do, well, it definitely has something to do with the way again, being brought up, that people can see you before you do, and people who have no good intentions for you will use you, will try to use that gift, and in the meanwhile, it feels like or seems like they destroyed it or caused you to hide it. But the truth is, if God gave it to you, God's going to call you for it. He's going to call on you for it. So there really is no hiding. There really is no destruction, because if there is, trust me, its name is Lazarus, because he's going to resurrect it. So that's a word for you if you are experiencing the same sort of thing. So you'll see that there's positives and negatives here, and I differentiated them by color of what that was. So like in 2022, the things I had to do was like lean on my friendships, which strengthened my friendships. I had to, part of the thing that I lost was control, and to understand there's really nothing I can control other than myself. And so there was a lot of tears shed, y'all. So all those seeds that I've been planting over the years, they got some good watering. They got some good ass watering. Like, baby, there ain't no drought. They good. They are watered. They are saturated. Sometimes I felt like God was like, okay, girl, you gonna cry about that again? I was like, yeah, God, I'm coming. And he's like, all right, baby, I got you. So I had to constantly borrow money, y'all. And this is something that if you're in entrepreneurship, you're not going to tell nobody, especially if you've been doing it as long as I have or longer. You know, I've been in entrepreneurship since 2014, since some babies was babies, and that eviction was like booming. I've been there, you know. But what I will tell you is, and this is what I learned over the course of this, is if you continue to walk in ignorance of you, like I didn't know me, you know, part of the lesson I learned here was that I had no value of myself. So I had to start like really looking at me and seeing myself the way God saw me. I had to understand that God was seeing something and God ain't ever wrong. So if God is like, I chose you, I had to go, why the heck did you choose me, God? What was it about me? And I had to start looking at that, right? So anyway, so this part is the brain dump, right? So we have brainstorm, brain dump. So y'all can 2D the triple D method. Brainstorm, brain dump, and we go through all of it, right? And you just have to make your paper messy. That's the other thing I don't like about some of y'all. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say it just that way. Some of the things I don't like about y'all is y'all be trying to be too perfect. Y'all out here trying to be too perfect. You have your social media curated, your profile is all curated, you have these cute little matching covers on all your reels instead of being real. That's a good word. Y'all out here trying to be too perfect, but what's behind that facade, yo? A facade is a French word, it means a false covering. If you ever seen a building that looks kind of funny, it looks like it's painted, it's because they have a sheet in front of it that's painted like a building so that you don't see all the work that's going on behind the scenes. Message. So y'all out here trying to be perfect, trying to show that there is no work, that things are not happening inside, that you are not being made new, being transformed, being taken through the cleaner, like having those stains be worked on until they come up and are clean and made new and fresh or gone, you know, or just much, much, much lighter, so that it doesn't take away from the essence of you, right? Some things can't be gone, some things can't be, but sometimes they don't need to be, because they remind you that you're human, right? So you go through the brain dump, and then the third thing you're going to do in the triple B method is brain mapping, right? So in brain mapping, you're going to pull out some lessons, you know? And so my main lesson that I learned last year is that all the things that I thought was impossible isn't. And God took me through like, as if I was sitting in a theater watching a black and white movie with no sounds, just words. And, you know, like when you watch those black and white movies, those silent films, the words that are on screen are the words that are most important. They don't just put random stuff there like the noise in our brain would do. It puts the stuff that needs some emphasis. So I saw emphasis on my life. I saw how God never let me fall. Let me change that. God never let me scrape my knee and stay down. Okay, so I have fallen sometimes, but it was never without being caught, you know? Quick pause. Let me make sure that I understood. Okay. Okay. She meant McDonald's. Okay, so I was like, wait a second, what is the outside? So anyway, so this is about the lesson. So you see, it's all in blue. Now, mind you, the lessons aren't just the positive stuff, right? Because we learn negative stuff. We do learn negative stuff. So I told you one of the things that I was writing as I was going back over these things here. I was like, I'm worth the word because I really am. You know, like the work is going to require effort. Let me just say it's not hard. It's going to require effort. Just like doing the third, oh Jesus, one second. What code? Okay. Sorry, y'all. I think she needs a gate code. What? I don't know. I guess they closed the gate. Anyway, okay. One second, y'all. Why is this happening? I think before. You can find my name. Okay. All right. We better wrap up because obviously my kids are here. Anyway, so I'm just showing y'all the beginning of Brand Story Magic. I'm letting you guys know that next week, when we do speed date your audience, which is the challenge that's coming up, it is a 4-day challenge. It is a pretty dope challenge. It's like a cake on myself. Yeah, I do. But the thing that I will be inviting you to at the end, there's going to be two things that I'm going to be inviting you at the end. Basically, a choose your own experience. So one, you could do all this work by yourself, which as I'm showing you, you really could, right? You really could do all this work by yourself. Um, but again, this right here, well, wait, these, am I here? Okay. Jesus, here we go. What am I saying? Okay. I'm gonna wrap this up. So as I say, you can do the work yourself. You can do the work yourself, but you won't have a me with you. See, I can do this work because I know what I need to be doing. I know what I'm looking for in the work. So I'm trying to do the work without my thoughts really. But more than likely, when you do the work yourself in Brand Story Magic, the self-study course, you're going to be superficial. You're not going to go deep enough. You're going to whitewash things. Not even whitewash. You're just going to package things as if, you'd be like, I've been through something. What the heck does that mean? You're going to have to unpack everything. So this is why my paper is messy, why I'm not trying to be perfect, because I was unpacking as I went, right? So again, these are going to be the lessons. This right here gets into the 3M strategy. Y'all see it's a lot more work, it's a lot more writing, but this is good. So why do we start here? Why do we start with you before we get to your story? Because, spoiler alert, your business is not about a story. It's about you. You have to lay down the foundation of your business before you start jumping into all these other courses, before you start buying the funnel stuff, before you start trying to launch, before you do it, you have to start with you because the you is going to reveal your bigger why. When you start with you, you will reveal why you're doing the business you're doing, why you're doing it for who you're doing it for, and why it even matters to get the transformation that you are promising them. That's huge, y'all. And it starts with you. We can't get to a story until we get through why you're doing what you're doing. Now, is this even a story that I'm going to share? For me, yes, because this is the work that I do. But for you, it doesn't even have to be a story you share. But what you're going to get out of it is your core messaging. And then you'll be able to discover a story that you can wrap around that is going to position your offer as an invitation to the solution to a big problem. Y'all, this is rich. This is rich. Okay? So the second offer I'm going to actually invite you to is to not do this by yourself. I'm going to invite you to the inaugural launch of my ABC Blueprint Incubator. Okay, ABC standing for Authority Building Content, but ABC also standing for Avatar Attraction, Book Writing, and Course Building. So it's a 6-month incubator, and I'm doing it at a very minimal price because I was going to say because it's the first one, because it's the inaugural, but because I just want to be nice right now. So it will be offered at $5,000 for the 6 months. Y'all break that down. That's a really good price, especially for the way that it's going to help you position your business with a very strong foundation with things to sell, with things to get quality leads, and with something that'll help you create transformation for the people whose life you're meant to light. So this is the work, right? So I'm going to offer you that. I'm going to offer you Brand Story Magic so you can do this alone and get your brand story, or I'm going to offer you the ABC Blueprint Incubator, which is going to have this as part one. Part two is we're going to write the book that is going to position you as the expert. Part three is we're going to create your course that is going to allow you, again, to make impact upon the people that you're here to make impact on. So I'm offering that for $5,000 this first go. The next go is going to be 15. Yeah. The next go of that is going to be 16. And I'm offering 2 cohorts, which are going to have 5 students per cohort. So for this first run, there's a maximum of 10, well, not even the first run, for every run, there's going to be a maximum of 2 students. Why? Because I do have a life that I want to be present for my kids, and I'm going to get off real quick. So there will be 2 cohorts of no more than 5 students per, so that it's intimate, so that I can work with you almost pretty much one-on-one, so that we can dive deeper into the things that you write down, so that we can get to the crux, so we can get to the core, so that we can get your foundation for your business restructured if you need to be, or just really solid if that's where you're starting. So I'm going to go, because, mommy duty is now home. I love y'all. I'm going to go to the laptop and cut this off. If y'all have questions, you can drop them in the chat. But again, this ain't to buy nothing right now. Like I said, there is the Speed Date Your Audience that's coming up. It is a free challenge, 4 days. It starts next week. I'm finishing the landing page today, so y'all will see the link for it tomorrow. And I'll suggest you sign up for it because it's going to be awesome. There you y'all. Gotta go. Bye.